garage sailing on a bike. This is one of the most enjoyable things that I like. So Jasmine, where are we?
We're at the Pomona's Farmers Market on Pearl and Gary Avenue.
That's right. And when preparing for this video, all I could think about to say about farmers markets was how much I avoid farmers markets intentionally. And the reason for that is they're not very introvert friendly.
Aww.
Just the whole concept of like all these vendors like competing for your attention, like, here, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. I'm like, you're all selling the same stuff. It can be frustrating. So this farmers market is special because they have the $1 bread, which I just bought some loaves of. And we pick up some ingredients to make guacamole with the 25 pounds of avocados I bought in the last video.
Oh my gosh.
I found a free cooler on the way here. So yeah, we're off to a good start. You can also drop off your food waste here because local composting is better. Fortunately for people like me, a lot of the good stuff at this farmers market is actually moving to the Pomona Health Hub at Samia's Community Farm, which is becoming the place to go for high-quality local produce with good prices since it's run by a non-profit. More info at the end of the video. Alright, this video is about garage sales. We need to go. The city of Pomona is so progressively anti-car that people's windows have been known to spontaneously explode at random. Jokes aside, the city only allows residents to have garage sales on 4 weekends out of the year, which, as I mentioned before, they recently shifted the schedule so they no longer overlap with Santa Ana's community garage sales, which are structured the same way. So we're in historic Lincoln Park neighborhood, which is usually a good spot for garage sales. We'll see if we find any. Free stuff alert. Pool table, but those are kind of useless if they're not level. I love this street. It's got the trees. California, we got palm trees. I feel like the architecture style in this neighborhood changed from one block to the other. I feel like Kingsley and Orange Grove tend to be good streets for garage sales. And we found a free roll of tape, the ubiquitous. We're on San Bernardino, another good street. The peacocks of Lincoln Park. There's like 6 of them here. Oh yeah. I'm too hungry to make a tutorial, so we'll just skip to when the guac is ready. So we used almost half an onion, half of a lime. How much of that bunch?
I'd say like less than a quarter.
Not that much cilantro. And no peppers because I don't do spicy that good. And now we're gonna try it. We're too indecisive here. We ended up putting the rest of the half of the onion and then the rest of the other half of the lime, and now we're putting more cilantro. The bag says use a tomato.
No.
We're not down with that. Plus they're not in season. Whenever they have like recipes on the side of some product, they always have to plug their own product in it.
Oh, yeah, duh.
It's like, yes, because tortilla chips are part of the guacamole dip. So, did you buy anything?
I got for Elizabeth a potted little plant, and then just bread. That's all I bought today. So nothing for myself.
Oh, Elizabeth didn't get to be in the video. Mm-hmm. Sorry.
You missed her.
I bought this comically rusty vice grip. I have one just like this, but not nearly as rusty. And I feel like 2 of them would be good for bending sheet metal, so this was $1. Pretty good deal. I bought a gold $100 bill for 50 cents. I thought it would be cool as a reflector because you can see the sun coming on. It's like kind of shiny. And then I got this drill sharpening fixture, which I've been thinking of getting one or making one because sharpening drills by hand is tedious and annoying, and it's never as good as when you have a fixture to see look proper. Get the angles right and they cut better. Alright? And then what was the coolest thing you saw that you didn't get? We saw some
the bike rack.
We saw bike racks for the like trailer hitch mountable ones.
Yeah. but I just didn't know specifically what my car has, so I didn't get it.
It was a lesson for me too, because we actually saw 2 different ones, and me carrying around my calipers, I went up and measured them. And the first one was a 2-inch mount, and the second one was a 1 1/4 inch mount. So something to keep in mind for next time maybe measure yours, so you remember. I think the coolest thing I saw, or the funniest thing, was the FedEx jacket, like the FedEx uniform jacket from someone like who worked at FedEx, and I thought that would be funny if I got it to go with my UPS visor. It would be like
a Clash
heretic costume.
Where's your loyalty stand?
That reminds me of that Run DMC song where the guy goes to Burger King and asks for a Big Mac. You be illin'. Anyways, that's it for Grad Sailin.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Bye.
So Eleanor, can you explain to me the whole story about this?
Sure. Well, the whole story is about 5 years ago, we started trying to make higher quality produce available here in Pomona. So we connected with local farms and we offered to volunteer for them so that their produce could come to this market for a lower price. That way people could get access to things like mushrooms, organic fruit, pasture-raised meat, which were never things that were available at this market. We were also bringing locally grown veggies, olive oil, beans, and a bunch of other stuff. But recently, our veggie booth, which was offered on a by donation basis, was shut down by the Ag Department. The previous Ag Department inspector had said, hey, you're not selling it here. It has to be sold in order to be regulated. So therefore, go ahead. But he passed away, and then his successor was like, nope, I'm going to interpret that regulation differently. I'm going to interpret it, if it's here, it's regulated. So that enters the Health Hub. We relocated our veggie distribution to our garden and are offering all our fresh veggies over there. So like this week we have locally grown chemical-free veggies, broccoli, chard, beets, radish, turnip, cilantro, and we also have mushrooms, beans, so we're trying to make it possible for community members to get high quality produce either at no cost. So anything we grow at our garden or is donated by the community, we offer similarly on a by donation basis. And the things we buy from local farmers, we offer to the community at the same price that we pay.
I feel like some of the reason you were shut down was it's hard for money cost food to compete with free food.
Yeah, so we did hear that there's maybe some complaints for some of the other conventional farmers at the farmers market who felt like us offering free vegetables was impacting their business, which it could have been. But it's a little bit challenging because we have a lot of just complications in the way the Ag Department does regulate food. So it's very common for farms to engage in buying and selling, so purchasing produce, for example, at the wholesale market in downtown LA and offering it on their tables as produce that they've grown. And that actually qualifies, meeting the Ag Department regulations, as long as the Ag Department said that kind of produce is grown at their market.
I've always been at a bit of odds with the business model of farmers markets because it just seems like everyone's competing against each other to sell the same stuff.
Yeah, and there's a lot of consumer, basically lack of knowledge around like what is seasonal. So it puts a lot of pressure on the farmers to have produce that's actually not possible for them to be.
Yeah, and it's not even always organic and all that, but yeah, that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, Health Hub in Pomona is another option for locally grown produce, for sure.